This watch was released a few years ago back in 2021, and it came out alongside the Panda dial variation of this chronograph, of which I've owned that watch, and that one seems to be the more popular colorway. Most watch collectors ask for that watch at their authorized dealer, but is this reverse Panda even better than the Panda dial variation? I'll touch on that in this video. Now, overall first impressions are very favorable. This has a lovely size, it has a great weight, and it has a sharp finish. This feels like a solid luxury watch, and that's not a feeling you immediately get when you're looking at a Meta certified Omega Speedmaster on wrist. That's a very vintage feeling watch, and a lot of watch collectors look at that one when they're looking to find a black dial chronograph and they're spending over $5,000. So I won't, tell you which one you should buy, but if you like that hefty, solid, confidence-inspiring feel, I don't think you'll find that with the Speedy, but you will definitely find it here with the Tudor Black Bay chronograph. Now, chronographs are usually fairly tall watches, especially when they have water resistance, and this one has 200 meters of water resistance. However, that said, this watch does not wear tall. In fact, I really think that this feels no different on wrist when you compare it to a standard Black Bay diver or a Black Bay GMT, and most of this is just due to the fact that it has a flat case back, and the bezel and crystal step up to the overall full height of the watch while it is on wrist. And for reference, my wrist is 7.25 inches in circumference. Everyone I know who owns this watch, or who I've shown my Panda dial variation to, has commented something similar about just how surprisingly comfortable and wearable this watch is on wrist. Now, it's not a small watch, so in order to get the most satisfaction from wearing it, you have to enjoy a hefty, solid fit. And if you don't like that, you take this off the bracelet. That will cut down on some weight, and you should be able to enjoy the watch better that way. There are some cool OEM strap options if you go that route, and that does include a very uncommon bund style. Now, the finishing is exactly what you would like to see with a $5,000 priced watch, and I'm glad that Tudor does the traditional circular brushing on the lug tops with the small polished chamfered case edge. I think that looks very nice. The crown and the thread down function pushers are large, they're easy to operate. I enjoy that personally. And when it comes to this bracelet, the inverted style end link makes it wear true to the lug to lug dimension. So this should open up this watch on a bracelet to a wide range of watch collectors. And the only thing that I would change about the bracelet would be to lose the silly faux rivets and add a T-fit clasp, which unfortunately is not an option for this model at the moment. Now, inside the case is the MT5813 COSC certified caliber. This is based on the Breitling B01, but it's modified to have a silicone hairspring, variable inertia regulation, and will also have standard finishing as opposed to the striping found in the B01. This one has a mostly blasted type of finish. As far as the specifications go, it is excellent. It has 47 joules, a 4 Hz beat frequency, column wheel actuation, and a 70-hour power reserve. Now here it is where it gets more interesting. This Black Bay chronograph retails for $5,550. You compare this to Breitling. Let's go to a Navitimer, which essentially has a similar movement, and that on a bracelet retails for $9,000 or $8,750 for a Chronomat on a bracelet. $9,500 for a Premier on a bracelet. In fact, the least expensive B01 Breitling is the Top Time, which has an $8,000 retail price, and that one does not come with a bracelet. So this Tudor, which arguably has a more sophisticated balance, material for about $4,000 less, that really shows what a dramatic value this is. And I like that as a watch collector. Going up close on the dial, you will notice a subtle texture to the flat black base. The two sub-registers are sunk into the plane of the dial and will not be a bright white color. They appear more silver or more opaline, which I like. It's a little bit more of a muted look. The applied markers are clean, as are the lovely snowflake hands. I see no noticeable imperfections, which is a big positive at this price segment, and I also enjoy the dimensional silvered printing and the use of red as an accent color. This is only found on the water resistance designation and the tip of the Chronograph seconds hand. Now I say this in every applicable Tudor video, and I will say it again here. This hand design is fantastic. It's large, it's legible, it's distinctive, and I do not understand the viewpoint from some that think that this is ugly. Closing thoughts with the Tudor Black Bay Chrono Reverse Panda. Yes, I do find this watch to be slightly more enjoyable to wear and to use than the more famous Panda dial variation that I've owned. The smoky ring on the circumference of the box-shaped sapphire crystal is less noticeable, and with the dial being all silver on the Panda, it really makes the watch feel larger than it is, and with this reverse Panda being mostly black, and that black color matching the bezel insert, it just appears a little bit smaller visually, and at least to me, more aesthetically pleasing. So I would say if you're shopping for a Swiss-made chronograph that could be worn every day without issue, this is probably the most value-rich luxury offering on the market. It has the quality, it has the versatility, it has the water resistance, the magnetic resistance, it has the accuracy. It is thousands less than a comparable Breitling and far more attainable than the watch it is most often compared to, the Reverse Panda Daytona. Now, the only small things that I would like to see changed are unfortunately unlikely to happen, and that would be the addition of anti-reflective treatment to the sapphire crystal and the removal of those faux rivets and the addition of a T-fit clasp. Now, the last item of note, with the news that Tudor has developed their own in-house 59XX chronograph caliber for their only watch 2023 submission, one could reasonably infer that the upcoming caliber will be used for future Tudor chronographs and not a modified B01. And perhaps this Black Bay Chrono will be updated in a year or two with that movement, or perhaps, and probably more likely, it is replaced entirely with a Prince chronograph, or a big block, or a reintroduction of the Monte Carlo. If I had to guess, this watch and the Panda will get discontinued within a sub 5-year production run. So thank you to Brent Miller Watches for lending this in for a review. If you are looking for a great family-owned Tudor authorized dealer, they are easily my recommendation. So reach out to my personal friend Brad. I'll leave his and the store contact information in the description. Thank you.